Hello, this is Gladys Briggs from Maths Junction, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to rationalize the denominator in fractions that contain surds in the denominator. So have a look at this fraction now. And that fraction is 2 over root 2. And we do not always like to have an irrational number in the denominator because the denominator is such an important part of a fraction. It tells us into how many places whatever thing has been divided into. You know, fractions are another way that we write division. So we do not like to have an irrational number in the bottom number in the denominator, because then we would not know into how many places that thing is being divided. So the whole idea of rationalizing the denominator is thinking about how we can change this irrational number to a rational number in the bottom number. Yeah. So when you have a look at root 2, you're going to be thinking, what can you do to get from root 2 to 2? And the only thing you can do in that case is to multiply it by itself, because you know that root 2 times root 2 is going to give you 2. But the rule with fraction is whatever you do to the top number, you have to do the same thing to the bottom number. So you're going to have to divide the top number and the bottom number by root 2. And this is going to give you 3 root 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So that one is done. That one has been rationalized. Now here's another example. It says simplify 3 root 2 over root 10. Now looking at this, I've got root 10 on the bottom, so I want to multiply the top number and the bottom number by root 10. Now that's going to give me 3 root 2 times root 10 over 10. How can I simplify this now? Because the question is simplify, isn't it? Okay. How can I simplify this now? I've got 3 times root 2 times root 10 over 10. Maybe I can rewrite that as 3 times 2 times 10, root 2 times 10 over 10. And that's going to give me 3 times root 20 over 10, which is then going to give me 3 times 4 times 5 roots over 10. And of course, root 4 is equal to 2. That simplifies to 3 times 2 root 5 over 10. And my final answer will then become 6 root 5 over 10. That's now in simplified form. So it's not that complicated. You know, I had to do it that way so that I can show you step by step how I did everything to achieve the answer. All right. So yeah, that's it for that one. Now in this example, I've got it's a little bit more complex. Remember when we were looking at expanding brackets within surds, we talked about conjugate pairs, and we said that comes in very handy when we are rationalizing the denominator. Right, the conjugate pair of 6 plus root 2 would be 6 minus root 2, and that's what you use to multiply the top number and the bottom number so that you can get rid of the irrational numbers in the denominator. So let's do that. 6 minus root 2 over 6 minus root 2. And if we multiply by 5 here, we would have 30 minus 5 root 2 on the top, on the numerator, and on the denominator we're going to have let me just do that expansion on this side for you. 6 times 6 would be 36. 6 times minus root 2 would be minus 6 root 2. Root 2 times 6 would be plus 6 root 2, and root 2 times minus root 2 would be minus 2. And these two guys are going to cancel off each other, and we would have 36 minus 2. That would leave us with 34 on the bottom. So we would have 34 on the bottom number. And that's that one done. Let's have a look at one more example before we finish off. We got 5 over 2 minus root 3. And the conjugate pair of 2 minus root 3 would be 2 plus root 3. So we're going to use that to multiply the top number and the bottom number so that we can eliminate the irrational numbers in the bottom. So times it by 2 plus root 3 over 2 plus root 3. 5 times 2 is 10, and 5 times root 3 is plus 5 root 3. I missed my 5, sorry. Okay, let's do this expansion on this side so that we can see it. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times root 3 is plus 2 root 3. Minus root 3 times 2 would be minus 2 root 3. And minus root 3 times plus root 3 would be minus 3. So this guy will cancel this guy and we would have 1 left on the bottom. So that would be the answer for that one. You need lots of practice, especially on this one if you're just starting out on Surds. You need lots of practice, and I have lots of practice on mathsjunction.com to help you out. And I'm going to leave a link in the description box for you to go up to mathsjunction.com if you want lots of practice. I've got a lovely worksheet for you on there. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. Bye.